Have you ever stopped to think that sometimes everything we need to completely change our lives is right in front of us, but we fail to see it? In today's video, I'm going to reveal something that can transform the way you see the opportunities and connections around you. And believe me, this could be exactly what you needed to hear to take that next step you've been postponing. Now, I want you to do something simple, but incredibly powerful. Comment below with the word change. It may seem like just a gesture, but in reality, it's a silent commitment you are making to yourself and to the universe. By writing that word, you will be declaring that you are ready to step out of your comfort zone, open your mind, and receive everything this content has to offer you. Stay with me until the end, because what I'm going to share may be the turning point you didn't know you needed. And remember, sometimes everything starts with a word. So comment now change, and allow this transformation to begin happening within you. The universe and its unique language. The universe has its own language, and it is not made of words. Instead, it manifests through signs, patterns, and synchronicities. But to understand this language, we need to be attentive, present, and open. Think of a moment in your life when something seemingly coincided perfectly. Perhaps you thought of someone, and shortly after, they sent you a message. Or maybe you stumbled upon someone by chance, but that encounter ended up completely changing the course of your life. These are not mere coincidences. They are signs. The universe communicates through small details. Repeated numbers, such as 1111 on the clock, are a classic example. But there are other signs that can be even more subtle. A song that plays on the radio at the exact moment you need to hear that message, or a book that just happens to fall off the shelf and contains the words you needed at that moment. These signs are like a map that the universe draws to guide us, but to see them, we need to slow down. In a fast-paced world where we are always rushing from one task to another, it's easy to ignore what is right in front of us. That's why the first step to understanding the language of the universe is to practice presence. When you are present, attentive to the moment, you begin to perceive that the universe is always speaking to you. Practical exercise. Throughout your day, take 5 minutes to observe your surroundings. Ask yourself, what is the universe trying to show me right now? It may be something small, but over time, you will learn to interpret these signs more clearly. The law of attraction and the power of energy. The law of attraction is a concept that many people have heard of, but few truly understand its depth. It's not just about thinking positively, it's about aligning your energy with what you wish to attract. Everything in the universe is energy. Your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, all emit a vibration. And that vibration attracts similar things. If you are vibrating at a frequency of love, gratitude, and joy, you will attract people and situations that reflect those energies. On the other hand, if you are caught up in thoughts of scarcity, fear, or doubt, you will attract more experiences that reinforce those emotions. Imagine you are looking for a new relationship. If deep down you believe that there is no one good enough or I will never find someone, these beliefs create an energetic barrier. Even if you meet interesting people, these subconscious beliefs can sabotage the connection. But if you start working on your energy, cultivating thoughts like, I am worthy of love or the ideal partner is on their way, you begin to attract people who are aligned with this new vibration. And here's the secret. The law of attraction doesn't work solely with thoughts. It requires action. You need to live in accordance with what you wish to attract. If you want a healthy relationship, ask yourself, am I being the person I wish to find? If the answer is no, start working on it. Reflection. What are you emitting to the universe right now? Are your actions, thoughts, and emotions aligned with what you wish to attract? The energy of human connections. Have you ever met someone and instantly felt a deep connection, as if you had known each other for years? Or conversely, felt an immediate discomfort for no apparent reason? This is energy in action. Every person we encounter carries a unique vibration. When two people with similar vibrations meet, the connection is almost magical. It's as if their energies recognize each other. On the other hand, when the vibrations are very different, there may be resistance or discomfort. That's why taking care of your energy is so important. When you elevate your vibration by practicing gratitude, taking care of yourself, and cultivating positive thoughts, you become a magnet for positive connections. But if you are constantly harboring negative emotions, such as anger or resentment, you are more likely to attract people who reflect those same emotions. Practical tip: before meeting someone, whether for a casual conversation or something more significant, take a moment to connect with your energy. Take a deep breath, visualize yourself surrounded by positive light, and intend for the interaction to be harmonious and meaningful. Synchronicities and the flow of the universe. Synchronicities are like little everyday miracles. They occur when the universe aligns events so perfectly that it seems impossible for it to be just coincidence. For example, imagine you are thinking about changing careers but don't know where to start. Then suddenly, you meet someone who works exactly in the area you want to explore. Or perhaps you are going through a tough time, and out of nowhere, you find a book that contains the answers you needed. These synchronicities are the universe's way of telling you you are on the right path. They are a reminder that you are not alone, that there is a greater force guiding your steps. To recognize these synchronicities, it is necessary to be attentive. Many times we are so distracted by our own thoughts that we fail to perceive the little miracles around us. When you slow down and pay attention, you begin to notice that the universe is always communicating with you. How to create space for the right connections. Not all connections are positive, and that's normal. Some people enter our lives to teach us lessons, others to support us, and some only pass briefly, leaving a mark. But to attract the right connections, it is important to create space. This means releasing what no longer serves you. Toxic relationships, limiting beliefs, and even habits that drain your energy need to be left behind. When you create space, the universe can fill it with something new and positive. How to recognize the people the universe sends your way. It's not always easy to recognize who the universe is sending into your life. Sometimes these people arrive unexpectedly, and other times they were already around you, but you hadn't perceived the special role they could play. One way to identify these people is to pay attention to the feeling you have when you are with them. Generally, the people the universe places in our lives to help us or teach us something leave a lasting impression. You might feel an instant connection, as if you've known that person for a long time, or you might feel that this person is there to challenge you and help you grow. For example, think of a friend who entered your life during a difficult time and offered support and comfort. Or perhaps someone inspired you to change direction, even if you didn't understand why at that moment. These people are gifts from the universe, and the more you pay attention, the easier it becomes to recognize them. Another important point is to observe synchronicity. Many times, these people appear at times when you need them most, even if you haven't directly asked for help. You might be seeking answers to a problem and suddenly meet someone who has already gone through the same situation and can guide you. This is not coincidence. It's the universe working in your favor. Practical tip: whenever you meet someone new, ask yourself, what might this person be bringing into my life? What can I learn from them? Even if the answer doesn't come immediately, over time, the pieces of the puzzle will start to fit together. When connections seem difficult, not all the connections the universe puts in our lives are easy or pleasant. Some people enter our journey to teach us tough lessons. They may challenge us, frustrate us, or even hurt us. But in the end, these experiences help us grow. For example, think of someone who forced you to set boundaries for the first time. Perhaps that person was challenging, but thanks to them, you learned to value yourself and say no when necessary. Or maybe you went through a complicated relationship that taught you what you really want and what you don't want in a partner. These difficult connections are often the most transformative. They force us to look inward, confront our insecurities, and grow as individuals. And while they may be painful at the moment, over time, we can come to see the purpose behind them. Reflection. Think of a difficult connection you've had in the past. What did you learn from that experience? How did it help you become who you are today? When you start to see these situations as growth opportunities, they cease to be just painful and become part of your evolution. The importance of cultivating silence and intuition. The universe is always communicating with us, But many times we are so busy with our own concerns that we cannot hear. That's why silence and connection with intuition are so important. When you slow down and create moments of silence in your routine, you open space to perceive the signs and messages the universe is sending. This can be done through meditation, a walk in nature, or even quiet moments at home, away from distractions. Your intuition is like an internal compass that guides you in the right direction. Many times, it manifests as a feeling or a hunch. You might feel that you should call someone, even without knowing the reason, or that you should accept an unexpected invitation. These little impulses are how the universe works through you. Practical exercise. Set aside 10 minutes of your day to be in silence and connect with your intuition. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, what is the universe trying to show me today? Trust the first answer that comes to your mind, even if it doesn't make immediate sense. How to attract connections aligned with your purpose. We attract what we are. If you want to attract people who are aligned with your purpose, you first need to align with yourself. This means knowing yourself deeply, understanding your values, your passions, and what you truly want from life. When you are living authentically, in harmony with who you really are, you start to attract people who share that same energy. On the other hand, when you are disconnected from yourself, you are more likely to attract superficial or misaligned connections. Think about this. If you are constantly forcing yourself to please others or fit into expectations that are not yours, the people you attract will be responding to that inauthentic version of you. But when you allow yourself to be true, the people who enter your life will be aligned with your true self. Practical tip: make a list of your most important values and interests. Ask yourself, am I living according to these values? Am I surrounded by people who share those same priorities? If the answer is no, start making adjustments in your life to align with what truly matters to you, trusting the universe's timing. Finally, one of the most important lessons we can learn is to trust the universe's timing. Many times we want things to happen immediately, but the universe has its own rhythm. It knows exactly when you are ready for a new connection or experience. This doesn't mean you should stay passive, waiting for everything to fall from the sky. It means you should do your part. Work on yourself, be open to opportunities, and pay attention to the signs, while trusting that the universe will take care of the rest. Think of a plant. You can plant the seed, water it, and care for it, but you cannot force the plant to grow faster. In the same way, you can prepare for the connections you desire, but you need to trust that they will come at the right time. Final reflection. In what areas of your life are you trying to force things? Where can you practice more patience and trust in the process? Remember, the universe is always delivering what is best for you at the moment you are ready to receive it. The role of forgiveness in the universe's connections. An often overlooked but extremely important aspect is the role of forgiveness in our connections. When we carry grudges, resentments, or anger toward someone, we create energetic blockages that can prevent us from attracting new connections or even strengthening the ones we already have. Forgiveness is not about justifying what happened or forgetting what was done. It's about releasing the emotional burden you are carrying. When you forgive, you are not only freeing the other person, you are freeing yourself. Imagine you are holding a very heavy rope. Each grudge or resentment is like a knot in that rope. The more knots you carry, the harder it is to move forward. Forgiveness is like undoing those knots, allowing you to proceed with lightness and clarity. Moreover, forgiveness creates space for new connections to enter your life. When you are stuck in the past, it's hard to be fully present for the opportunities of the present. Releasing those negative emotions opens the way for the universe to bring you people and experiences aligned with your renewed energy. Practical exercise. Write a letter to someone you feel you need to forgive. You don't have to deliver this letter. It's for you. Express everything you feel, both the resentments and the desire to release that energy. At the end, affirm to yourself, I choose to free myself and move forward. The importance of celebrating small connections. Not all the connections the universe brings into your life will be grand, or transformative. Often, it's the small interactions of day-to-day life that have the greatest impact. Think of a stranger who smiled at you when you were having a tough day, or a casual conversation with someone that inspired you to see things in a new way. These small connections are like reminders from the universe that you are never alone, and that kindness and inspiration can be found anywhere. Celebrating these interactions is a way to practice gratitude. When you recognize and value these small blessings, you send a message to the universe that you are open to receiving more. And as we know, the universe responds to the energy we emit. Gratitude practice. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to reflect on the small connections you had. It could be something as simple as a warm hello or a gesture of kindness. Write down these experiences in a journal and observe how your perspective begins to change. The energy of gratitude and its impact on connections. Gratitude is one of the most powerful energies you can cultivate. When you are in a state of gratitude, you are vibrating at a high frequency, which attracts more things for which to be grateful. This includes meaningful connections. Think about this. When you show gratitude for someone, whether through words, gestures, or actions, you strengthen the bond between you and create a positive energy cycle. Gratitude doesn't need to be something grand. It can be as simple as a genuine thank you for everything you have in your life, from the smallest to the largest. By doing this, you are creating space for the universe to bring you more. Every day before going to sleep, make a list of 5 things you are grateful for. By doing this, you will begin to activate the frequency of abundance and manifest your dreams more quickly. How to deal with connections that fade. Not all connections are meant to last forever, and that's something we need to accept. Some people enter our lives for a short time, fulfill their purpose, and move on. This doesn't mean that the connection was less important. It just means it had a specific time and purpose. When a connection comes to an end, it's common to feel sadness or even resistance. But it's important to remember that every connection has a purpose and a determined time. Some people come to teach us lessons, others to support us in specific moments, and some just to remind us of something important about ourselves. Accepting the end of a connection doesn't mean it was a failure. On the contrary, it means it fulfilled its role. When you let go of what no longer serves you, you create space for new connections to enter your life. Reflection. Think of a connection that recently came to an end. Instead of focusing on the loss, ask yourself, what did this person bring into my life? How did this experience help me grow? When you change your perspective, you can find gratitude even in goodbyes. The importance of sharing your journey. One of the most powerful ways to create meaningful connections is to share your journey. When you talk about your experiences, challenges, and learnings, you open space for others to connect with you authentically. For example, imagine you are going through a tough time and decide to share this with a friend, or even in a community. By doing this, you may discover that others are facing similar challenges and can offer support, understanding, or even solutions. Sharing your journey also helps inspire others. Many times, we underestimate the impact our stories can have, but by being vulnerable and authentic, you can become a source of inspiration for those around you. Practical tip: choose an aspect of your journey that you feel comfortable sharing with someone close or in a safe environment. Observe how this exchange can strengthen your connections and create a sense of mutual support. The energy of gratitude in connections. We have already talked about the importance of gratitude, but it's worth reinforcing its impact on connections. When you express gratitude for someone, you strengthen the bond between you and create a positive cycle of energy. Gratitude doesn't have to be grand. It can be a simple thank you or a gesture of appreciation. What matters is that it is genuine. When you express gratitude sincerely, you are telling the other person, I see you, I value you. Moreover, gratitude helps us change our perspective. Instead of focusing on what is lacking, we begin to perceive all the good things we already have. This puts us in a state of abundance, which is essential for attracting more of what we desire. Practical example: choose someone in your life for whom you are grateful and express it to them. It can be through a message, a call, or even a handwritten letter. Observe how this simple action can strengthen your connection. Throughout this video, We explored ideas together that may seem simple at first glance, but that have a transformative power when applied with intention. In the end, it's not about what you know, but about what you do with that knowledge. Life doesn't wait, and every decision you make today shapes what you will be tomorrow. Think about this. What are you planting now to harvest in the future? This reflection is not just about what you've just seen, but about how you can use it to transform your own story. Remember that the most significant changes begin within us. It's not the world that needs to